Hello everyone and welcome. Dark Hour 717 here, and as I'm sure everyone knows at this time, the 3.15 patch has been released to the Evocati group as of Friday night my time. This of course means that in possibly 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to see the PTU go wave 1 for concierge and subscribers. As we all know, 3.15 is going to be a huge patch and update for the verse, with many changes and additions coming, and is very well the largest patch that's occurred in the 2 years that I've been playing. In my opinion, this is the best time for new citizens as well as those that have stepped away from the game to come back in, and these are going to be the 5 reasons why. Before I get into them though, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe, and stick around for how you can get entered for our Ares Inferno giveaway for the month of September. As I said, patch 3.15 is going to be a huge update for Star Citizen, and the first reason I think this is the time for people to get back in or to get started with it, of course, is going to be the new assets and gameplay. Patch 3.15 is going to introduce a number of improvements as far as gameplay and assets go. We're going to be seeing the long-awaited Aegis Redeemer finally, as well as the final iteration of the Hercules Starlifter in the A2, and its bombing capabilities with the Moab and the cluster bombs, which will hopefully both be ready to go when the patch releases. And finally, the Ares Starfighters, the Ion and the Inferno, with their massive size 7 flyable guns. These are all going to be coming into the verse and have definitely been highly anticipated. These are all amazing looking ships and ones that I've definitely can't wait to see. On top of that, we are going to be seeing version 2 of Orison coming in with additional shops, the Crusader ship store, and also Cousin Crows. Going to be seeing the implementation of Arena Commander and Star Marine in-game scoreboards, which for us, I know as Amarok's Fang, we do like to go into Star Marine and such, so those scoreboards are going to be very welcome, nice to see. And we're going to be getting loot generation and lootable corpses on both NPCs as well as player remains. And finally, we're going to be getting infiltrate and defend missions in the PU, which I'm very excited for. These are going to be great additions, and anytime they can add extra missions or AUEC earning potentials in, I am all for it. And these really seem like they're going to be a nice add-on to what we already have and sound like they're going to be fun to do. This is truly, I believe, a number of items in the asset and gameplay side that's going to add to the enjoyment of the game and help expand the verse more for all the people involved with it. The second item I would say makes this the time to get back in for older players as well as new players are the events. The current state of events have been hit or miss as far as bugginess, and none has run absolutely perfectly, but I will definitely be the first to say that adds a whole new level of enjoyment and an extraordinary amount of AUEC earning potential for everybody involved. Xenothreat, of course, has been the most highly rated of these so far and has ran through 2 iterations. We've also seen the Ninetales event, which has been a little bit less enjoyable, but there are talks for further improvements in both Xenothreat and in Ninetales, including in the future a way that people will be able to play on the Xenothreat side of things, as well as ways to improve the commodity access and quantity for Ninetales. The future of these dynamic and what they call evergreen events is extremely promising. The difference between the two is one such as Xenothreat is planned to be ran occasionally for a limited time, then go away, maybe run on quarterly or once a patch type basis, where the evergreen events are ones that are going to be set to be available at any time depending on the conditions on the server, and certain actions may trip them to go off, but they're always going to eventually reach a state that they're constantly going to be there. Now, we also know that Jumptown 2 is coming down the road, and this will be joining the group of events that we will see come in for a limited playthrough, as it will be active for a couple hours at a time. Jumptown 2, of course, is going to bring the event features to a surface-based gameplay as well, and is highly anticipated based on what everybody saw when Jumptown was an original thing that was actually a glitch. So this is going to be a great addition. From what we've seen on the devs talking about Jumptown 2, this looks like it's going to definitely be exciting. My number 3 reason, and the first major change for patch 3.15, of course, is the personalized inventory. This is, again, the first of 2 major updates to the game. With the creation of personal and localized inventory, players are going to be able to experience a whole new level of immersion and realism. This is going to make it so that you will not always have everything with you when you need it. It is going to put players in the position that they will be limited by what they can carry in one of 3 key areas. And that's going to be their hangar inventory, ship inventory, or personal inventory. So the ability to always carry 50 med pens or 16 rifles with you is no longer going to be there. You're going to have to carry whatever you can on your personal inventory, which is going to be limited, and then keep the rest on your ship or back at your hangar. And this is going to put people in the position that they're going to be limited to carrying only what they can actually fit on their person at the time, just like in real life. This is going to lead to players needing to be mindful of what they equip and where they are storing items. If you're out at ArcCorp and you realize you need something that you have stored back out in New Babbage, well, you're just going to have to fly out there and get it, or suck it up and find a local place where you can buy it again. The other aspect, and one I would imagine people are going to be very cautious of at first, I know I'm going to be, is the ship inventory. And the reason for this is if you have it stored on board a ship and that ship is destroyed, then you lose that item and all items that are stored on board that ship. So caution will need to be used when deciding what to place and where. I think this is definitely a pain in the ass to some degree, but the level of realism is very much appreciated. This is what will also feed into lootable corpses, whether it's NPC or player remains. You'll be able to strip them of any and all gear that they have on them when you kill them and add it to your personal inventory, as well as eventually being able to sell it in the future for additional AUEC. So personal inventory is going to be huge. Now my number 4 reason, and this is the second major change that's happening in 3.15, and this is probably the biggest out of all of them, is the overhaul of the medical gameplay. Medical gameplay is getting a huge revamp, and this is the first steps towards the death of a spaceman that has been the talks of Star Citizen for quite some time. It's going to be basically death with consequences, and it's been a goal for some time now for the developers. In this first version of this, we're going to be seeing major change in how you survive, heal, and treat injuries within the verse. 3.15 brings several medical facilities online, as well as doctors and nurses. Hospitals are going to be coming to Orison, New Babbage, Grimhex, and of course the space stations. This is going to have a huge effect on how things are resolved from a medical standpoint. Cutlass Reds will no longer heal you to 100% unless all you have is a minor injury. Different injuries are going to affect your character in different ways as far as mobility. All new drugs are going to be introduced to treat a variety of different status effects and injuries. The new way to set a home location when you first enter the verse is going to make it to where you have to make a very thoughtful decision as to where you're going to set this point, because that is going to be your home now. And it's also going to be the basis of your personal inventory as well. This is also going to bring in the implementation of intoxication effects, as overdosing on medicines will cause a drunken state, as well as over-imbibing at Wally's, of course. And it's going to affect your ability to fly or steer any kind of vehicle at all. Now, death in this first version will send you back to the level 1 hospital of your home location and no longer just spawn you to your last landing point. Unless you utilize an 890 or a Carrack with a medical bed, those will still respawn you in the ship, though the Cuddy Red is not going to be available as a respawn point. Also, what used to result in death will now put you in an incapacitative state, this giving time to your org or party members to come and assist you to get you back on your feet and treat your injuries. These times are expected to range anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes or more, and it's all going to be based on the severity of your injuries. So your party members are going to have more than enough opportunity to get back to you and hopefully get you revived. Now, revival is also going to be done through some of the new medical tools that we're seeing coming in with 3.15, and that's the Grey Cat medical attachment, as well as the Cure Life medical tool as well. Now, these are both expected to treat different levels of injuries, and you'll have to figure out which one is the best for what you're dealing with. There's also talks of possible medical-based missions down the line in the future, and I feel we could see a number of players actually start focus on the medical side or search and rescue-based gameplay. I know in our org, as well as other orgs that we've talked to, there is definitely a group of people that are very much interested in pursuing a medical gameplay loop, in the fact that they want to be field medics or org party members that are going to deal with just simply healing and getting people to where they need to go to get fixed up. So definitely a very interesting aspect of the game that's going to be changing, and it's going to be a lot of adjustment for everyone. And the fifth and final reason I think this is the right time for people who have stepped away or people who are new to the verse to get in is, of course, the wipe. Sega has definitely made it well known that with 3.15 we're going to have a full database wipe. And I think that this is definitely going to make it an opportune time for new and departed players to come back into the verse because it's going to wipe everything on all three tiers. That's going to be your reputation, wallet, and of course your items. Now this means any and all in-game purchases are going to be gone. Now I did do a video as to what this means for all players, and the link to that video will be in the comments below. Me personally, I think this is long overdue and it's very, very welcome. Response to the video and throughout the org has also been that the majority of people are in favor of this. I believe this is going to be beneficial in the fact that it is finally going to remove the excessive banks of AUEC that many players have, including myself, from all the past bugs. I'll be the first to admit, after being able to get everything I wanted to in-game, it lost some of its enjoyment as I had nothing to really work for. Completing missions as well as mining jobs lost some of its flavor because I really didn't need to complete them because I didn't need the AUEC. I had the ability to basically go get whatever I wanted whenever I wanted it immediately. Having those items to strive for is one aspect that I do really enjoy and I think is needed in the game. The other side of it is that wiping the database could possibly lead to some, even if just small, performance improvement, as people will not have thousands of the same items to track. The AUEC bugs led to many people having far more than intended quantities of different items throughout the verse. This will all be gone, making far fewer items for the system to account for. And in a way, the wipe is going to level the playing field of players. And yes, I know through the comments, this is not something some viewers agree completely with me on. And they're very correct in that, no, it's not a truly level playing field, as every player is different in that we all pledge at different levels. People at a higher pledge level or subs and concierge, they're obviously going to have additional resources than what a player would have who's just got a starter pack. But we will all have the same opportunities to start earning AUEC back at a normal intended rate. And very possibly this could even lead to making something like cargo trading viable again. Now, one difference with this wipe is that they have stated that they're looking into a way to reward AUEC back to those that participated in Xenothreat during 3.14.1. They're going to be doing so post-wipe, but they do understand that a lot of people played Xenothreat for the AUEC earning potential, ground through multiple playthroughs, and then of course now 3.15 comes out and it's all going to be erased out. So they're looking for a way in which they can reward AUEC back to those that played through it based on probably reputation or something. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of information out there as to how much or how they're going to base it on, but they are looking to provide that AUEC for those people that did play through that. I think even though some players' opinion is that people with starter packs only are unable to make AUEC or are very limited in the ability to do so, is something I highly disagree with. The resources are there and they're available to do this for everybody, no matter what package they have. Yes, box deliveries are not super high paying, but that is not the only thing available. There are a variety of missions such as VLRT, LRT bounties, FPS missions that can be done for a decent amount of AUEC. You can even do things such as the Price of Freedom for as much as 22,000 a shot from Twitch. Now, yeah, it means you're going to get a crime stat, but even staying on the law-abiding side, there are plenty of missions available for variety and great earning potential. With those earnings, you can even expedite it by renting a cutty and picking up an inexpensive rock in-game and get huge profits through mining. A rock doesn't require any additional components to be added to it, and a cutty doesn't require anything additional. Go out, grab some Hadanite, and you can rake in the bucks definitely to be able to jumpstart your AUEC earning potential. So personally, I believe the potential and gameplay is there for players of all levels to be able to go out and make AUEC. As we've always said, definitely the best way to do it is look at and think about joining an org. Going out in a group, supporting each other and earning as a group is a huge thing as well too, whether it be through turret gunning or mole mining. There's a lot of different potential there, and just because somebody has a starter pack doesn't mean that they're handcuffed to not being able to advance. Overall, if you've been away from or considering getting into Star Citizen, I think 3.15 is going to be the greatest time to do so. With all the added features and gameplay, it's getting closer every day to what Chris Roberts was originally striving for. We're all going to be at the same level when it comes to medical and inventory, as these changes will be all new to everybody and we're all going to make the same mistakes. Of course, as we learn from those mistakes and we get comfortable with it, we'll definitely be putting out some tutorial videos to help those that still need some assistance or that are new to the verse. So if you have stepped away or you're new considering getting in, definitely this is a great time to do it. As always, when a patch releases, there's going to be headaches. But with everything that we're adding in, I think we're going to see this make a major jump forward in the gameplay and the available loops that are out there. And I think everybody's going to love it after they get familiar with it. I hope everyone has found this information useful, but don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Also follow on Twitch. To get entered into the giveaway for the Ares Inferno, just subscribe and leave a comment on this or any other video on YouTube, or follow us on Twitch. If you do both, you're going to get 2 entries and double your chances. Remember to check out our stream every Wednesday and Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and look for the live stream party of CitizenCon 2951, where we're going to be covering at least the intro and ship talk panels through our stream, and possibly others starting October 9th. The times are still to be determined, and as we get more information, we'll definitely update you. As always, the RSI site will post that information as soon as they have it. And if you want to help support the channel, head on over to our Patreon or members page and find some great packages there, as well as our merch store with all new merchandise. All of it goes right back into our giveaways so that we can give back to you guys in the community. And as always, we appreciate all the support and all of our viewers and subscribers and followers. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, and we're going to catch you next time.